Welcome, everyone, to the live Facebook page, K-West, bringing you tonight's District 32 6A softball action from the campus of Weslaco High School, the softball stadium. Weslaco versus Harlingen South. This is Coach John Boswell along with Mike Gonzalez, Mike Palacios, and Vinny Berry. And Mike, big game tonight.
Big game, Coach. You're talking about district implications on the line. Both teams are right up there. RGVsports.com had both of these teams ranked between 1 and 4, and deservedly so. These both teams have had great years so far. We're talking about two coaches that have had successful programs pretty much the whole decade, and so we're in for a good one, Coach.
Yeah, so and it's also payback time. First time these two teams met earlier in the year, Harlingen South was the winner. Tonight, in the circle for Weslaco, number 9, Ashley Sada, behind home plate, catching, as usual, number 4, Audrey Escamilla. Will cover the rest of the starting lineup for Weslaco as we go. But the leadoff hitter for Coach Elias Martinez, Lady Hawks, will be number 21, Natasha Canales, playing left field, Mike. On center field for Weslaco, Charlene Diana, playing short, Alyssa Escamilla. Third base, Abby Luna. Second base, Lauren Dianda. Left field, Amberly Barrera. Playing first, Gabby Rivera. Out in right field, Jordan Diaz. And the flex player, Marilyn Chavarria. And here's the first pitch. Called strike one. Mike, one thing you'll notice is still sun out in left field, but if you can see the flags blowing almost straight away center at 19 miles an hour out of the south-southeast, the bunt attempt is foul, and that'll be strike 2.
And it's interesting you say that, Coach, because Lady Panthers are a power-hitting team, and as a matter of fact, they enter the game with 25 home runs as a team. So that is one thing I asked Coach Mario Rodriguez about, Coach. I go, you see the wind, it's blowing out pretty hard. He goes, yeah, I mean, it's if we can get a hold of one, it'd be a good night to hit one out. He goes, but it depends if we can put the bat on the ball, which is very important.
You know, South's got some power too, but I think they're a little more of a finesse team. That ball's outside, ball 1. Ashley Sada done a nice job this year. The graduation of Taylor Tafoya. Ashley got a lot of second and third chances the last couple of years. Steps into the circle. Always has Alyssa Escamilla as a backup if needed. And fooled her with a changeup and slaps it in the center field, Mike, for a single.
A good piece of hitting there by Canales there, just as you mentioned, slapping it to center, putting the ball where nobody is at, making it difficult for the defenders to get.
You know, some of the people may be looking at the South coach over there at third base, Coach Elias Martinez, saying, that guy looks familiar. Well, he's the coach that took San Benito to the Final Four a couple of times.
Right.
Has moved over to Harlingen South and revived that program.
Absolutely, Coach. And as a matter of fact, last year they went to the Sweet 16. So, and then now this year they're competing for a district championship. So it didn't take them very long, Coach. And we all know the kind of talent that Harlingen South has in all their programs.
So the first pitch, the number 22, Caitlin De La Fuente, the Harlingen South pitcher, is called strike 1. Runner down at first base. And the changeup, the wind is going to create havoc with a changeup. It might almost create a knuckleball type effect there, Mike, the changeup tonight in this wind. And that's hit towards third base. She picks it up, makes the throw. Nice job over there, Abby Luna. And it's 1 away. She makes the throw to Gabby Rivera over at first base. And the batter will be the shortstop, number 11, Crystal Gonzalez, will step in with 1 out, runner at second.
There's probably people wondering, well, why didn't she try to throw the second base? Well, in softball, it's a lot more difficult to get a runner out, you know, going to second base, going to third base in the infield versus maybe baseball where the field is a little bit bigger.
Right, and she had to be really patient over there to make sure that ball stayed fair. So it's not like she got an easy field of it. But what a gun she had, Abby Luna, and it's 1 out. And the first pitch is a ball. I've got to learn to read this official. I've seen a lot of umpires this year, Mike. Some of them are real quick to call the strike, and some of them very deliberate. A nice swing and a miss there. Maybe a curveball high.
Yeah, a lot of umpires, Coach, they'll raise their fist up for a strike, or they'll use their fingers to say a strike, or they'll maybe punch it forward or something. You know, every umpire has their own personality.
Ball hit hard out in the left field. Coach is going to send her home. And that'll be a score, and we're going to have a single. She goes to second on the throw home. And Crystal Gonzalez has an RBI, and Harlingen South takes an early 1-0 lead.
Up next, number 9, Kitana Muniz.
Top of the first inning, Kitana Muniz, the catcher, steps in, number 9.
1 out.
She has a runner down at second. 1 away.
Great teams, Coach. Bring runners in when they're in scoring position, and so South doing a great job there, striking first here in the first inning, setting the tempo. You know, first time both teams met, it was 4-2. Talking to Coach Rodriguez, he told me, he goes, we had chances in that game, and we had a couple of bases loaded opportunities, didn't execute, and we can see here South in its opportunity taking advantage of it, which is critical.
And it hit the batter. So hit by pitch. Puts the runner on first, so runners on first and second. Alyssa Ledesma, first baseman, number 15, steps in. I'll guarantee you, Mike, not all these girls are left-handed, but the style of softball they play is probably very slappy. And that's called strike 1 there.
Ashley Sada enters this game, Coach, with a 16-1 record. And guess where that one loss occurred against?
These guys probably.
Yes, that is correct.
Weslaco's only lost to San Benito and South. Playing South right now, have San Benito on Tuesday right here at Weslaco. We will be back for that here on Facebook Live on Tuesday. Weslaco, San Benito. That ball's high. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 away, 2 runners on. Harlingen South has punched 1 run around already. And that ball slapped foul. It's going to be 2-2 to Ledesma.
Since the back-to-back losses to San Benito and Harlingen South in March, Lady Panthers have won 5 in a row to get back in the district race.
Well, and to truly get back in that district race, Mike, they need to beat these guys and beat San Benito, and that would create a 3-way tie, and that ball's high. It's going to be a full count. A 3-way tie for first with all 3 teams having 2 losses.
Correct, and San Benito is playing Brownsville-Hanna tonight. And Brownsville-Hanna enters tonight with a 3-8 record, so San Benito looks good on paper.
Hit back to the pitcher off her glove. And she's going to be safe. We're going to have to go E1 there. Everybody moves up a base. Base is loaded, and your batter will be your designated hitter, number 23, Christina Ariano.
Tough play to make, Coach. The ball was hit very, very hard, but Ashley had a great opportunity there to at least get an out somewhere, but unfortunately it just bounced off the glove, and everybody's safe.
And Coach Rod's out there talking to him. Sure, he's just telling him to calm down. It's a long ball game. We still have to bat. Let's see how long the umpires let them stay out there talking. Right now, we have the 1 error, but you have a good piece of hitting by the leadoff hitter. Moved over to second on a ground out and scores on another single. Then you hit a batter, and then you have an error. So some of it's self-imposed, but some of them is good play by Harlingen South, and once again the batter, number 23, Ariano.
Batting for the Lady Hawks, number 23, Christina Ariano.
Ashley comes in, Coach, with 62 strikeouts. She could use one right now. Great situation for it.
Let's see if they look to play small ball here, Mike, or if they're swinging away. That ball's going to be high. Ball 1. Once again, I want to thank everybody for watching us here live on the Facebook page. This is the K-West Facebook page. thank WISD and Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales, and everybody involved in making K-West possible. The swing and a miss, 1-1. Everybody really supports this, and I know I catch people talking about, well, I was at the baseball game watching you guys live on from the softball field. That kind of thing makes me feel good. And again, thanks to everybody. That's hit down the baseline, stepped on first, thrown, and got her. Double play. The ball hit sharply over there to Abby Luna. She steps on third, throws it to first. 1 run scored by Harlingen South. The Lady Panthers will bat in the bottom of the first. Here we go, Mike. We have the bottom of the first inning. The Lady Panthers worked their way out of a jam. Bases loaded here in the first. They only give up 1 run. Stepping in, the leadoff hitter, the center fielder, Charlene Deonda, wearing number 18 tonight. And the Lady Panthers are going to work to try to answer as they face Caitlin De La Fuente pitching and Kitana Muniz, behind the plate.
Hey, Coach, let's give credit to Abby Luna. I mean, not only showing off her gun there, throwing it to first base, but her IQ, having the presence of mind to getting that force out at third and then still making the play at first to get that big-time double play and getting out of that inning with just 1 run.
Well, she had a hand in all 3 outs, Mike. She threw the first one out and then a double play. That pitch way outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like De La Fuente has a little bit of a curveball that looks like she likes to start that on the outside half of the plate. And it curves away from the right-handers. And that one is hitting the third base. The throw, and she's safe. That's an infield hit by leadoff hitter Charlene Deonda.
The thing about that, Coach, is that Caitlin Hell played that perfectly. She was playing in front of the bag, and yet Charlene was still able to beat the throw to first base.
The batter, Mike, batting second now, longtime leadoff hitter for the Lady Panthers. Number 5, shortstop Alyssa Escamilla. She steps in from the left-hand side. Charlene Deonda at first. Let's see if they're looking to play small ball here. Panthers are very good at playing it. And she shows bunt, and it's ball 1.
And you see the corners, Coach, third baseman, first baseman coming in strong. They're expecting Alyssa to perhaps put the bunt down.
Well, and she's okay with getting the out at first. You want to advance the runner. That ball slapped down the third base side, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Let me tell you what, Charlene Deonda was on the move. She had already rounded second when that ball was called foul.
Yeah.
Right behind us, Mike, the Hawks are playing the Panther boys baseball going on right behind us. Tip foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I know in Brownsville right now, the Rivera Raider baseball team playing Weslaco East, and the Rivera Raider lady softball team playing the Lady Wildcats, both there in Brownsville. So we've got some home cooking and some away going on. If you're watching this in Brownsville, thank you. Ball slapped. Nice catch. And great job by Charlene Deonda working her way back. Escamilla flies out to the third baseman. It's 1 away. And the batter, her sister, the catcher, number 4, Audrey Escamilla.
And the scouting report on Caitlin De La Fuente, Coach, is she comes in at 10-1 in district. Same record as
she probably lost to San Benito.
She lost to San Benito the other night, correct. Yeah. Her ERA is a little over 1. Is doing a great job. Has pitched 5 shutouts up to this point in district, and so she's done a great job. She was the winner first time both of these teams met, and actually pitched a complete game.
Gave up 2 runs though the first time. It's called strike 1. Audrey Escamilla been hitting for power lately, Mike. The Panthers have found their power bats. Let's see if they can find them tonight. That's going to be low and outside.
Audrey's one of the top home run leaders of this team, coming in with 6 for the season. Let's see if by the end of the night she can hit 7 or 8.
So the team has 25. She has 6. That's pretty impressive. She has 1/4. That's a hard hit, and that's going to be in the gap. That'll score Deonda. stand-up double for Audrey Escamilla, and we're all timed up. It's 1-1. Charlene Deanna, great bit of base running there. Little bit of a bobble in the outfield as they pick that ball up. RBI double.
Next for the Lady Panthers, number 21, Abby Luna.
And Sydney Zepeda, number 1, as always happens, comes in and runs base for the catcher, Audrey Escamilla. Abby Luna, who's also been hitting with great power, Mike, steps in, number 21, third baseman, with 1 out, runner at second base.
Audrey smoked that ball, Coach, all the way to the wall there. There's no way they were going to get Charlene at the plate.
And that ball was way outside, but that umpire likes it there. As long as he's consistent, I'm good with it. I'm sitting almost exactly behind him. Camera's a little off to my right. Ball's bobbled. The runner is safe. Good job on the bobbled ball. And
So that'll go as a wild pitch.
Sydney Zepeda now standing on third base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. We see some scouts in the stands tonight, Mike. The PSJ Memorial Wolverine coaches, at least one of them here. Possible playoff matchups between South or Weslaco.
Right around the corner, Coach, about 2 weeks from the playoffs. So,
Oh, that one's low in the dirt. No, called strike. Full count.
wow.
Full count.
I try not to question the umpires. But that one fooled me, and a swing and a miss. You know, when that happens, you don't know what's going to be called a ball and a strike, and it gets you to fish outside the zone. So it's 2 away, runner down to third base, and number 16, second baseman Lauren Deonda steps in. Anything legal as a hit here will score another run. Right now, Coach Martinez is pointing at right field. She must have a tendency of hitting the ball to right field. And called strike 1 to Lauren Deonda. That ball hit. And the second baseman makes the play. And after 1 complete inning, Mike, the score, Weslaco 1, South 1. Harlingen and South will be at the plate in the top of the second inning right here live on KWES.
Weslaco ISD is the right choice because we now offer open enrollment, free tuition, free transportation, access to award-winning UIL and extracurricular activities, admittance into summer enrichment programs, and schools recently awarded with numerous TEA distinction designations for their academic success. Live there, learn here. For families in Weslaco and now anywhere in the valley, WISD is the right choice.
And on the top of the second inning, leading off for San Benito, will be center fielder number 13, Melba Rodriguez. She will face Ashley Sada. Once again behind the plate, number 4, Audrey Escamilla, who had the RBI double at the bottom of the first inning. Here's the first pitch. Called strike 1. Once again, John Boswell, Mike Gonzalez, Mike Palacios, and Vinny Berry come to you live on the KWES Facebook page.
Melba made a terrific defensive play, Coach, in the first meeting that saved a couple of runs.
That ball's hitting the outfield. And a great job out there by Charlene Deonda. Charlene had the single and scored the run today. And I've seen Charlene over the last couple of years, Mike, just have some outstanding games in big games.
Yeah, I talk about Melba making a big play in the first district meeting. Here's Charlene making a terrific, getting a great jump on that hit. That ball was hit very, very hard. And just making an outstanding all-district play there, because she would have at least had a double there for sure.
And the batter, the right fielder, number 17, Daisy Gallegos. And the first pitch is strike 1. Yeah, you're going to see big plays. Big players come up big in big games. I know in the first playoff run that Charlene and Lauren both had some big plays in those games. And, you got the Deonda girls and you got the Escamilla girls. And that's 4 of your 9. Oh, good. Ball off the glove of the pitcher. Alyssa Escamilla vacuums it up.
Great play.
And it's 2 away.
Brings up number 10, Kelsey
That goes down as a 1-6-3 play for those scoring at home.
Yeah, I don't count the 1. I just go 6-3. There's no assist. It's not volleyball where you get the set point. But here you go, the batter, number 9 hitter, second baseman, number 10, Kelsey Rivera.
Nevertheless, 2 away, nobody on.
And that looks like a strike.
Yeah, sometimes you're hesitant to put bar strike on your scoreboard here, and we got to wait for the umpire.
Well, that's what I was saying. You've got to learn to read the umpires because some of them are very deliberate and some of them go right now. Boom, that's a strike.
Right, and
And
some
this-
call the outside corner and some don't.
But this guy's very deliberate. 2 strikes, no balls, 2 away. Top of the second inning. Ashley Sada, got her fishing for it. And he won't even ask his buddy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now, we were talking about this, Mike, at a ball game the other day. If you and I are an umpiring partners and you ever overrule me, we're probably getting in a fight in the parking lot. I don't know why you even ask.
So in other words, the home plate umpire is the boss, and that's it.
Well, no. If that guy over there calls it safe and you go ask the other guy if he was safe, and they were to change it, you got to ride home together. You know what I mean? I don't. In basketball, they can't run out there and say, "Hey, wait, was that a foul?" I mean, and that ball's popped up back here, and it almost made the crowd. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here. Top of the first inning.
Speaking of the crowd, Coach, well, what a crowd we have tonight. Packed house, playoff-like atmosphere. As I was driving in, I was seeing that there was balloons on the fences and there were some signs. And, I mean, it got me juiced up a little bit like, wow, this is a big game.
Oh, yeah. And with a win tonight, Weslaco will even have a bigger crowd to face San Benito on Tuesday, in my opinion.
In San Benito, being that they're one high school, is going to have a very good crowd that night.
Full count.
Full count.
Ball got out away from Audrey Escamilla. There's a nice crowd here, Mike, but there's a few bleacher seats out the right field line that are not full, and there are some people standing around. So it's not a packed house, but it's a nice crowd.
It's a nice crowd, not
You
complete
gotta
sellout.
you got to consider baseball's going on right behind us. There's people over there, too. And that ball's dribbled. Alyssa and Gabby Rivera digs it out of the dirt. Nice play by Alyssa Escamilla, and it's 3 away. Harlingen South goes down 1-2-3. Lady Panthers will send Amberly Barrera, Gabby Rivera, and Jordan Diaz to the plate live on Facebook. Okay, the batter coming to the plate here in the bottom of the second inning here on KWES on the Facebook page live.
Number 20, Amberly Barrera.
As you heard the PA announcer saying, number 20, Amberly Barrera, she's playing left field tonight. It's a 1-1 game. Amberly will step in and face number 22, Caitlin De La Fuente.
Let's give credit, Coach, to Ashley Sada for getting that 1-2-3 inning, settling down a little bit, coming off first inning, a little rough first inning there, and had a 1-2-3 second, and so.
Well, she had a great backup by her fielder. She had a great play out in center field by Charlene Deonda, and 2 great plays on the infield by Alyssa Escamilla and Gabby Rivera. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes.
2 balls,
To
2
Amberly
strikes.
Barrera. And that's called strike 1.
Strike.
This time I waited patiently. And, we got a strike call there. Something
Yeah.
you rarely see, Coach.
Well, you got to kind of catch his body language. He
Right.
straightens himself up, and that's going to be a single out in the center field. Lead off single by Amberly Barrera. She'll be standing at first base with power hitter, the first baseman, number 10, Gabby Rivera, stepping in.
Up next for the Lady Panthers, number 10, Gabby Rivera.
On deck will be right fielder, number 25, Jordan Diaz. Gabby Rivera, who Mike can hit with power. I've seen it enough times. Let's see what they do with her right here. She's showing bunt. And that ball's hit hard off the first baseman. That's too hard to handle. That's going to be a single. Amberly Barrera goes to third base, Mike. We got to give Gabby Rivera the single on that thing. That was coming too hard to handle. And with no outs, you have runners on first and third. And Jordan Diaz steps in with runners on first and third. No outs. Caitlin De La Fuente, the pitcher, first baseman Ledesma did all she could, but that ball was coming hard, and that's off. And did not get a jump, but that put Gabby Rivera down to second. Did not score a run, but the one ball pitch. Maryland's listed as the flex player. Ashley's listed as the designated hitter. Actually, she doesn't have to be listed that way.
So that wild pitch, Coach, what happens is it takes away the double play situation
sure
from
it does.
second to third. So now you have runners at second and third and nobody out. So let's see.
That ball hit hard down the right field line. People in the small bleachers out there running for cover. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And we see Jordan there trying to go the other way. But, yeah, let's see if Jordan decides to play small ball or if she's going to try to hit one.
Well, I think this pitcher, Mike, the pitch starts curving away from you, and right-handers are going to slap it down the right side.
I'm watching the first baseman kind of playing a little bit in front of the bag.
And that ball's sliced over, and it's going to be 2 strikes. You know, their second baseman is wearing a face mask. Kind of a surprise to me. The first baseman's the one where the ball gets there quickly, other than in bunt situations when they bring the second baseman in way deep. So 2-2, no outs. Panthers are threatening with runners at second and third. Even a fly ball should score a run. And that ball, again, slapped foul down the first baseline.
Something else that's also interesting, Coach, that you rarely see in baseball or softball is a left-handed catcher.
Well, you don't see it too much because it makes the throw harder because more batters are right-handed. You see it a little more in softball than you do in baseball.
I've seen a few in softball, right.
That ball's hit hard out center field. Tag up and score. RBI, sacrifice fly by Jordan Diaz. And she gets an RBI. Runner still at second with 1 away. And the pitcher, the batter, Ashley Sada, steps in with 1 out.
Great piece of hitting there by Jordan Diaz, just going straight away center. Wynn was able to carry it as far enough to score Amberly Barrera. 2-1, Lady Panthers.
Right down the middle, called strike 1. On deck should be Charlene Deonda, number 18, the leadoff hitter. Yes, it is. Marilyn Chavarria is not batting. Trying to figure out what position she's playing. And that's strike 2. Maybe she's not playing. Have her listed as the flex player, but she's not in batting. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runner at second. And Ashley Sada pops that over the head of the second baseman, and she does a great job, Mike, of getting her glove on that one. And it's 2 away. And the batter, leadoff hitter Charlene Deonda, singled and scored in her first at bat.
People don't realize, Coach, how difficult of play that was that Kelsey Rivera made right there at second base. The ball wasn't hit hard. However, because of the wind conditions, I mean, the ball, was carrying and still was able to make the play. So
she's made 2 of those. That ball's hit hard over to the first base side, foul. I really think the way De La Fuente pitches, Mike, is very conducive to balls going to the right side of the infield and the outfield. I mean, the only ball I can really think going to left field so far, or left center, is Audrey's double.
And that was left center field.
And that's no balls and 2 strikes to Charlene Deonda. 2 outs, runner at second. You don't want to leave any out there, but they did score 1 run. 2-strike pitch. And she slapped that one over to third. The third baseman bobbles it. And Charlene Deonda reaches on an error that time. And that moves the runner up. And Alyssa Escamilla will make her way to the plate. Alyssa lined out to the third baseman on her first at bat. Runners at first and third, Mike, and one of the best hitters in the Valley steps in.
Yeah, we've seen her do it for years here at Weslaco High in these kind of situations.
And she shows bunt, pulls it back, ball 1.
And Charlene Deonda made her way to second base there on the last pitch.
And swing and a miss, strike 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners now on second and third base. See if Alyssa can't slap one here. And she shows bunt again. And they say she's out. And that'll be 3 away, but the Lady Panthers find a way to get back on top with a run. And after 2 complete innings, Weslaco 2, South 1. Inning number 3 right here live on K-West and the Facebook page in just a minute.
At Weslaco ISD, our elementary schools are diving into new and inventive methods of learning that are transforming lives one mind at a time. Our innovative learning practices have earned our elementary schools numerous TEA distinction designations for their academic programs. Now with open enrollment, WISD, academics, arts, and athletics. For families everywhere, Weslaco ISD elementary schools are the right choice.
Okay, here in the top of the 3rd inning, coming to you from Weslaco High School, the leadoff hitter, number 21, Natasha Canales, had a single and scored in the 1st inning. Ashley Sada still inside the circle for Coach Rod and the Lady Panthers. Scored 2-1. And that pitch outside, ball 1. Audrey Escamilla behind the plate. Nice job defensively in the 2nd inning by the Lady Panthers. And the bunt attempt, 1 ball, 1 strike on the changeup. And slapped to second base, picked it up and throws, and it's 1 away. Nice play out there by Lauren Deonda.
Up next, number 22, Caitlin De La Fuente.
Just a routine grounder.
Stepping in, Mike, the pitcher, number 22, Caitlin De La Fuente. She grounded out to third, her first time up.
They always say, Coach, in baseball or softball, the defense. I need my defense to help me out, and so far the Lady Panthers doing an outstanding job. Their fielders, infielders, and outfielders making the plays.
And that ball's outside for ball 1. In baseball, softball, errors, walks, hit batsmen, all those things are like free at bats. Ball hit towards the left side, foul. Can't afford to give away.
Kind of like in football, turnovers and penalties are the two biggest
Is
areas.
part of the fundamentals of winning.
Right.
Is you want to limit free
Opportunities.
Yes. The ball's hit hard out in the center, and it got over her head. And nice job out there by Charlene Dionda holding that to a single.
Up next, number 11, Crystal
Long
Gonzalez.
single by the pitcher. Crystal Gonzalez will step in. She had a single the first time up. She's the shortstop, number 11. Kind of unusual to see that South didn't substitute for their pitcher. She's down there running at first base.
And what I really like, Coach, about Charlene in the last play right there was that, yeah, the ball went over her head, but she didn't panic. She got the ball off the wall on one bounce, threw it to second, and Kayla De La Fuente was held to a long single, as you say.
And ball one to Crystal Gonzalez. Once again, there's quite a wind blowing out of here. And that ball's hit hard. And got her. Nice job getting the lead runner by Alyssa Escamilla.
Up next,
And the fielder's choice
Ana Moniz.
will put Crystal Gonzalez on first. So with 2 outs, runner at first, Caetana Muniz, the catcher, steps in. She grounded out to third, and her first time up.
Alyssa at that time had to backhand the ball, did a great job throwing to second, and Laura with a terrific throw at first, but couldn't finish off the double play. Crystal just too much speed there.
I take it back, Mike. This young lady was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and she has a single, and that'll take the runner, and an errant throw is going to score another run, and we're tied up again. And you had an errant throw. Let's try to recap that. The catcher has a single out into right field. The runner at first turns all the way to third.
Alyssa
The
Ledesma.
throw to third goes over the head of the third baseman. Runner scores. The hitter keeps running through all of that hubbub and is now standing at third base. And the batter is the first baseman, number 15, Alyssa Ledesma. Mike, that was a disaster right there.
Well, with 2 outs, the outfielder was probably better off just throwing it to second. You would have had runners in the corners with 2 outs, and you would have just focused on this batter coming up right here. No harm done. But unfortunately, the ball sailed over the third baseman and allowed the runner at third to score.
Well, we were just talking about fundamentals, and hitting cutoffs and knowing when to throw the ball is part of those fundamentals. And that's fouled back, so it's going to be a 2-strike count to Alyssa Ledesma.
So Muniz, instead of staying at first base, now she's the go-ahead run at third.
Oh, yeah. Because the overthrow that scored the run allowed her to keep running, and then the overthrow was thrown home, and she came to third on that. And we need the Jeopardy theme song going right now. Doo-doo-doo. Everybody wants to talk to everybody. I'm sure Coach Martinez over there telling her, okay, 2 strikes. We've got a runner over here. We need the bat on the ball here.
Yeah, well, next time we'll have some categories, and we can kind of play our own little Jeopardy here for fun.
Softball
We'll make
Jeopardy.
it. Sure, we'll make it softball theme.
And that ball's hit out in the left field. It fooled her, and it got by her. And another run will score, Mike. And we're going to have to call that a single and an error, I think. I think we're going to have to give Ledesma a single and then gets to second base on an error. But Harlingen South takes a 3-2 lead here, the top of the third inning. I think, Mike, that the game's going to go like that all night.
You wonder if the wind had anything to do with it.
Possibly.
Amberly was perhaps anticipating that the ball was going to kind of fly toward the wall, and instead it stayed in front of her and just misjudged the fly ball there. It dropped in front of her.
Number 23, Christina Ariano, steps in for Harlingen South. 2 outs, runner at second. South retakes the lead, 3-2. And 2-ball, no strike count. The wind, I'm not sure, but it seems it may have actually picked up a little bit. Let's take a quick look here. And that's going to be called strike. Temperatures dropped down to 81 degrees now. It's right about 7:45. The wind's still out of the south at 17 miles an hour. The humidity actually has gone up to 76. Ball hit the short. Great throw, and it's 3 away.
This inning is brought to you by
And
Chocolate Factory.
top of the inning, Harlingen South
One in Mercedes
brings
and
2
the
runs
other
across.
at McAllen Convention Center.
Weslaco will try to answer in the bottom of the third right here on KWES. Harlingen South pitcher Caitlin De La Fuente steps in the circle, looks at Caetana Muniz as they face the catcher, number 4, Audrey Escamilla. Mike, she had the big double in her first time up. And the first pitch is going to be called strike 1.
And as a matter of fact, Coach, she brought in Charlene Deanda to put the Lady Panthers on the board in the first inning.
Score stands 3-2. Harlingen South with the lead. Ball hit hard, fouled away. And there's no balls and 2 strikes on Audrey Escamilla. I know on Tuesday, maybe it wasn't Tuesday because of the rain, but Harlingen South and San Benito,
Played a pretty big game there.
right, and South took the loss. So they are tied atop the district with, I believe, 10-1 records.
10-1 record, and Weslaco High 9-2, 1 game behind.
And that ball's fouled away. Count remains, no balls, 2 strikes.
So as we get deeper into the district competition here with 2 weeks remaining in the schedule, the games just get bigger and bigger and bigger. Both the Lady Panthers and the Lady Hawks already secured a playoff spot. So now it's basically who's going to win district and what seeding are you going to be going into the postseason.
Well, I think when the season began, most people would have said San Benito, Weslaco. Ball hit hard in the right center field, and that's going to be at least another double. In fact, she's turning for third. Audrey Escamilla with a leadoff triple. She now has a double and a triple. I'm sure Sydney Zapata will be coming out of the dugout to run for Audrey. Maybe not with no outs.
This time Audrey going the opposite side instead of right center, instead of left center, she went to right center, and just her hustle got her to third base, so she has a double and a triple tonight. So
And third baseman Mike Abby Luna steps in with a runner at third base. Abby playing third base. She struck out her first time up, and that's a pitch called strike. Kind of funny to me that a ball that's a called strike the catcher couldn't handle.
well, that's not often called, but
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often.
infielders and the corners are playing in, and the shortstop, second baseman playing at regular depth there a little bit.
And that ball's hit the pitcher off her glove. That's going to score a run, and she's going to be safe on an error. Audrey Escamilla evens the score back up.
Next, for your Lady Panthers, number 60, Lauren Deanda.
And number 16, Lauren Deanda steps in. Lauren flew out to the second baseman in her first at bat. No outs, runner at first base. The score now tied at 3.
Perhaps De La Fuente got a little ahead of herself a little bit. Maybe Audrey had something to do with it, maybe wanting to get the ball and make a throw to home plate or something, but instead the ball got away from her, and Audrey scores, and we have a tie game.
Both teams, 3 runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. And that's outside for ball 2. Coach John Boswell, the KWES reporter, Mike Gonzalez, Mike Palacios, and Vinny Barry out doing the technical stuff. Like, again, to thank you for watching KWES. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's going to be called ball 3, Mike, to Lauren Deanda on deck. Amberly Barrera, a left fielder. Gabby Rivera in the hole. And that's high. And she walks her. That puts runners on first and second. Mike, we talked about free bases. When you walk one and then error and puts 2 on, so they're going to talk to it. Everybody's in conversation, Mike, and we'll just watch.
Yeah, golden opportunity here for the Lady Panthers. You got an error, you got a walk. This is where the great teams make the opposition pay for it. And something to note, Coach, Alyssa Escamilla, I saw her warming up here behind the dugout. So you wonder if we'll see her sometime tonight.
Well, you know, that's possible, and it's just going to come down. You know, the last inning, a fielder's choice is how Crystal Gonzalez got on base, and then a single and errors. It wasn't really any. She gave up 2 singles, but that led to 2 runs. But what really led to the 2 runs was an error. And that's a strike to Amberly Barrera. Runners at first and second, no outs. And that's way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Amberly had a single and scored in her last at bat.
She actually led off the second with a single and scored.
And it goes foul. She tried to be just too perfect with that bunt. Didn't really get out of the batter's box with it. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Coach Rod trying to find a way to push another run across.
And the great thing about the Lady Panthers, Coach, is that they have the capability of going long ball, but they can play small ball too with the speed they have.
And that ball's hit. That's a single. That'll score 1. And nice single there. Amberly Barrera with another single. That one leads to an RBI. And Weslaco retakes the lead. It's now 4-3.
Amberly, it seemed to me, Coach, like she was anticipating that pitch and just hit it right up the middle.
Well, here comes a young lady we've seen come big in some big games over the last 4 years. Gabby Rivera, first baseman, steps in, and she goes to bunt, and it goes foul. Number of big hits I've seen Gabby Rivera get over the last number of years, too many to count. Wind still blowing pretty much straight away. And that ball got away from the pitcher. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And almost got away from the catcher, just barely staying inside the glove there.
Yeah, and she does a nice job back there, that catcher. And it got to be hard at times the way this ball moves. And that's going to be a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The umpire is consistent, Mike. I pre-called that strike just on the fact that he's been calling that all night, and he continues to call it. I also see you saw somebody warming up for Weslaco. Harlingen South just sent somebody out of their dugout to warm up. That ball's way outside, 2-2. Of course, the Harlingen South fans think the pitch right through the middle of the offside batter's box is a strike. It is not. Just because that's where the catcher asked for it does not make it a strike.
Exactly.
And here's the 2-2 pitch. And that ball tapped and spins, and everybody is safe. Mike, we got to call that a single. Might be the wildest single I've ever seen off the bat of Gabby Rivera. But that loads the bases.
I actually thought Kelsey Rivera was going to try to make the throw at first, but it was trying to get perhaps a runner at second was the closest play, and no, everybody's safe.
Well, she was facing more towards second base, but that ball was spinning in the dirt. And Jordan Diaz, who had a sacrifice fly in her first at bat, that was an RBI, beautiful hit to center field. And the first pitch is ball one.
Well, Coach Rodriguez told me before the game, we had opportunities in that game against Harlingen South over there. Here's another golden opportunity. They had bases loaded situation over there and weren't able to get some runs in. Let's see if they can do it tonight.
Well, you know, you say that. You also said that the pitcher, De La Fuente, had 5 shutouts. Well, the first time these two teams played, she gave up 2. She lost the other night to San Benito, and she's given up 4 here tonight. Swing and a miss, fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still no outs. Harlingen South trying to get out of trouble here.
Here's where if you're Jordan Diaz, just put the ball in play. Put the ball in play.
And that one's fouled away. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Caitlin De La Fuente right now in a bit of a jam. We saw Ashley Sada in a jam in the first inning get out of it with only giving away 1 run. And that ball's tapped over. And once again, great play by the second baseman. That would be Kelsey Rivera. I know they're the visitors and they're the evil empire, but we have to recognize good play.
Oh, that was a terrific play by Kelsey Rivera there.
Yeah.
Looked like she kind of misjudged it at the beginning, but then was able to adjust, and at the very last second was able to put that mid up and catch the ball for the first out of the inning. A big time out there.
The young lady does a nice job at second base there for Harlingen South. And here's Ashley Sada trying to help her own cause. 1 away, swing and a miss.
She was trying to hit that ball to Donna, I think.
Yeah, it might be one of those cases where, you know, she doesn't bat all the time. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with her bunting. I would think that'll score a run. That'll score 2 runs. The error. So they get the lead runner at second base. And 2 away. And Lauren Deanda scores, and Amberly Barrera scores on the error. So Ashley Sada reaches on a fielder's choice. And in the run for her is who? Number 23. I believe that's Kimmy Espinosa in the run. And the batter will be your leadoff hitter. With 2 outs, your runner at first base. Weslaco has pushed across
4 runs.
4 runs this inning.
Well, South was trying to complete that double play, Coach, and it would have been a bang-bang play, but Sada looked like she beat it out. Oh, that's an automatic out, I think, right there, yes, for interference.
It is. And that's 3 away. But as you said, Mike, Lady Panthers push across 4 runs. So after 3 complete, Weslaco 6, Harlingen South 3, you're watching high school softball on K-West.
Weslaco ISD now introducing all-day pre-K. Bring your children to Weslaco ISD for a fun and engaging learning experience, helping to create lifelong learners. At Weslaco ISD All-Day Pre-K, your kids become young scholars, taking part in leadership programs, learning about science and technology, introducing them to literacy so they love to read. Registration taking place now at Weslaco ISD, the right choice.
Top of the 4th inning, Coach John Boswell and Mike Gonzalez coming to you from Weslaco High School, District 32 6A softball. Stepping in, top of the 4th inning for Harlingen South, number 13 center fielder, Melba Rodriguez.
If fans recall, Melba's the one that lined out to center, and Charlene DeAndo made a terrific defensive play out there in center field.
First pitch, strike 1, Mike. Ashley Sada still inside the circle. We still have a person warming up for Harlingen South over here, and that's outside. One of the reasons you may see Alyssa warm up while the Lady Panthers are batting is because she's so valuable to them, they can't take her off a shortstop to warm her up. And a ball hit hard to Abby Luna, and it's 1 away.
Yeah, Abby didn't have to move anywhere except her arm.
Yeah,
to
look what
reach
I
for it.
found,
Look
yeah.
what I found, yeah. Perfect position there with a terrific defensive play for the first out.
Batter right fielder number 17, Daisy Gallego, steps in. She grounded out to Alyssa Escamilla in her first up. And that ball's going to be outside, ball one.
Yeah, we see some terrific plays by the Lady Panthers on defense. Unfortunately, they made a few mistakes in the last frame, but now with a 3-run lead, they got to make sure to play a good defense there and help out Ashley Sada.
Audrey Escamilla directing traffic from behind home plate, Mike, and took a little longer than they liked. The batter stepped out, and here we go. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's going to be ball 2. The umpire's body language kind of told me strike there, but it was not. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 away. Panthers up 6-3. And that one's fouled off, 2-1.
Gallegos, if fans recall, was out on the bouncer that went off the pitcher into Alyssa Escamilla's glove and to first base back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, the volleyball play.
The volleyball play.
And that's going to be outside, 3-1. You don't want to give away any free base runners here. Harlingen South's too dangerous. On deck, Kelsey Rivera, young lady who's playing second base so well tonight for the Lady Hawks, is on deck. Oh, that ball is smoked. Nice catch by Amberly Barrera. And it's 2 away.
Number 10, Kelsey Rivera.
The young lady I just mentioned, number 10, Kelsey Rivera, steps in. She also grounded out to Alyssa Escamilla in her last at bat.
And Coach, just like Abby Luna, Amberly didn't have to move much to make that catch there, so great job there.
South is getting good swings at the pitches, but the great defense.
Looks like a foul ball there.
And they're going to call that foul. But that's like hitting a ball into a vortex with Audrey Escamilla back there. You bunt the ball too close, and with her arm and her quickness back there.
And Audrey just doing the right thing, not paying attention to what the umpire calls, just getting
no.
the ball up and just throwing it to first base.
They played too much to even think about that. Especially with a runner took off. You're going to make the play. No balls, 1 strike.
Nice pitch.
Change up inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Sada trying to get her to go fishing right there a little bit, Mike. But
She thought about it.
yeah, she didn't bite, though.
She didn't bite.
And that's going to be way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 away. Natasha Canales, leadoff hitter number 21, is on deck. She's 1 for 2, has scored a run tonight. Lady Panthers need to get out number 3 right here. And that ball is going to be fouled away off the changeup, 2-2. Puts us in that situation, Mike, one of my favorite things to say. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The deuces are wild.
Okay, I like that too. Only thing that could be better is 2 on base or number 2 at the bat.
Right. Or 22
Yeah.
at bat, yeah.
And the changeup hit. Lauren Deonda picks it up, throws it to first. And again, 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Panthers. Coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning will be Alyssa Escamilla, Audrey Escamilla, and Abby Luna. Bottom of the 4th inning, we had a land shark sighting here at the Lady Panthers softball field. Alyssa Escamilla steps in. Believe it or not, Mike, she's 0 for 2 tonight. Flew out and grounded out.
Yeah. She's hit the ball hard, though, especially the first time up, line to third base.
And the first pitch is a called strike 1. Alyssa playing lights out in the field, but 0 for 2 at the plate on deck. her little sister Audrey. That one's hit right at the pitcher, and she's going to be safe. That's a hit. And umpire out to check on the pitcher because that hit her right in the leg.
Yeah, immediately the umpire asked how she was, and the competitiveness of De La Fuente showing there like, yeah, I'm fine.
Audrey Escamilla steps in with her sister down at first base. No outs. Audrey has a RBI double and a leadoff triple in her 2 at-bats.
And I see that the wind is still howling, Coach, but it looks like it's shifted a little bit.
And she's safe. Stolen base. Wow, that was a close play. But Alyssa Escamilla is standing now at second base.
Diving head first.
That's why it's hard to have a left-handed catcher, Mike. With a right-handed hitter, she had to move to her right to make that throw. And that's ball. Was it 2 balls? 1-1.
Thank you, Blue.
I got caught up in the throw down to second. I lost the first pitch.
Yeah, most of us did, I think.
And that's fouled away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Escamilla at bat. Escamilla at second. Let's see if we can get them to trade places, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. But you mentioned about the catcher being left-handed, and she's forced to throw it to that side. Does it also affect the shortstop and the second baseman?
A little bit, because it's got to be – the ball's going to end up over here on this side.
The second base side.
Yeah. That ball's hit over to first base. Audrey's going to be out, but that puts Alyssa on third with 1 away.
As good as a bunt right there, Coach.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
And Abby Luna steps in. Abby struck out and reached on an error, scored a run. So she's due. You know, Mike, you said the wind looks like it may actually have gotten harder. Let's see what my little weather app tells us.
Yeah, when the first pitch looked like it was blowing straight out, but I'm looking at the American flag straight away center. It kind of looks like it's blowing more.
Temperatures dropped down to 79 degrees, and that's a ball outside for ball 2. The wind out of the south-southeast at 17 miles an hour. The humidity up to almost 80%, Mike. And it's very kind of overcast, cloudy. And that's going to be high. But he called it a strike.
Oh.
2 balls and a strike.
Normally when the sun sets, the wind tends to die a little bit, but that's not the case here.
Well, I didn't look ahead at the weather. I don't know if we've got weather in the forecast. Oh.
Yeah, I think they announced some rain late into the night tonight and then early hours tomorrow.
Well, let's check that out. Yeah, 54 is the low, and that ball is going to hit foul. 2-2. So the chance of rain increases at about 5 a.m., 4 a.m. up to 65, 55%. So there is some weather in the future. The count is still 2-2 with 1 away. You're watching K-West coming to you live on our Facebook page. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, everything WISD on K-West. And that ball's hit the second baseman. She bobbles it, and that's going to score a run. But she's out at first. Again, kind of a sacrifice situation there, Mike. But you get a little bit of insurance. The runs goes up to 7-3. And Lauren Deanda steps in. And she flew to the second baseman and walked and scored. And her appearances tonight. And that's going to be a called strike.
Abby, some pretty good piece of hitting there, Coach, because she hit it to the opposite side, and that allowed the runner to score from home. The only play was at first.
Well, the way Alyssa throws, there was no chance. And that's going to be out in right field. That could be problems. And it is. And that's a single by Lauren Deanda.
The ball gets away, Coach. Look, we got.
And she's safe at second on. You know, we talked about some of that happening to the Lady Panthers back an inning or 2 ago, and it happened again, this time to Harlingen South. So with 2 outs, a runner at second, number 20, Left fielder Amberly Barrera steps up, Mike. She has 2 singles and has scored 2 runs.
And has an RBI, so a very good night for Amberly. But on that last play, Coach, yeah, you know, South probably thought the play was over, just trying to bring the ball through the pitcher, but you can never fall asleep.
Not
And
against a
just-
good team.
Absolutely, and just a great piece of running there by Lauren De Anda.
And strike 1 called to Amberly Barrera. Gabby Rivera on deck. Gabby has 2 singles. Nice catch out there in center field. Nice hit by Amberly Barrera. But 1 run comes across. After 4 complete, Weslaco leads Harlingen South 7-3, top of the 5th on K-West when we come back.
We go to the top of the 5th inning here. Ashley Sada still in the ball game here with the Lady Panthers in front, 7-3 here. Your leadoff hitter is going to be Natasha Canales, who is 1 for 2, has a single and scored in the 1st inning to put the Lady Hawks on top, 1-0. Coach, pretty big inning for the Lady Hawks.
It's a big inning for the Lady Hawks because they're starting to have a cushion. The Lady Panthers, they look real comfortable on the field, and then really Sada has kind of settled in, but her defense has really come through, Mike.
And as a matter of fact, Sada had a 1-2-3 4th inning. So let's see how she does here in the 5th. First pitch is a ball. Just like we have throughout the game, Coach, we've had to kind of be patient with the umpire here to see if that's a ball or a strike. That ball looked like it was in pretty good position, but yeah, it was called a ball. And Natasha showing bunt there, held up. So ball 2, 2-0 the count. Lady Panthers scoring in every inning, Coach. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 4 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 4th. So the offense has really come through and has taken advantage of some walks and some errors by the Lady Hawks, and they have 9 hits. That last pitch was a ball, so 3-0 the count now. And I think we have a leadoff walk here. So Natasha Canales on board for the 2nd time tonight. So we have a runner at first base, nobody out. Your next hitter is Caitlin De La Fuente, the pitcher, who is 1 for 2, who singled in the 3rd inning.
How patient do you think Coach Rod will be here with Ashley if she were to put another one on right here?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Coach. We've seen Alyssa warm up twice tonight. I don't see her warming up right now, so you wonder, is she good to go already if needed?
Well, yeah, I think she's probably ready. She's warmed up some between innings, and I think she's enough of a veteran. She'd be ready to go.
First pitch, called strike, 0-1 the count. And that's hit hard to left field, and left fielder there, Amberly, close to making a play, but I think the ball fell as the dugout was kind of on our way here, so aren't able to get the best view. But, yeah, the wind is still playing a little factor here, so that's going to be a strike. 0-2 the count now. On Caitlin De La Fuente, Crystal Gonzalez is on deck. Yeah, the infield playing at regular depth, Coach. Perhaps on a grounder double play situation. Got another ball there. 1-2 the count. We got another ball there.
She tried to get her to go fishing with that changeup, Mike,
Yeah.
and it just dropped outside the zone.
I was just going to say that. It looked like that last pitch, she had something off of that pitch, and nope, Caitlin didn't fall for it. And ball 3, so all of a sudden we have a full count here at 3-2. So we got a pretty big pitch coming up.
Well, you got to trust your fielders. You don't want to be so careful. It's almost like she's been aiming the ball a little bit this inning.
Ball 4. So Sada lost Caitlin there, had an 0-2 count, and 4 straight balls, and we have another walk. So we have runners at first and second, nobody out, and Coach Mario Rodriguez now coming out for a visit. Let's see if he makes a pitching change. It looks like he is, and it is going to be Alyssa Escamilla, Coach. She pitched in the last meeting against Harlingen South and suffered the loss. And is that a pinch hitter that we're going to have here?
No, I see Marilyn Chavarria coming in. Looks like she's probably going to third base, which would mean that Abby Luna is going to short, and Ashley Sada is coming out of the game. We'll have to pick up if there's a pinch hitter, but those are the fielding changes for the Lady Panthers. The senior, Alyssa Escamilla, steps in a rough situation here. Got runners on first and second. You got a good arm in Abby Luna moving over to short, and Marilyn Chavarria does a nice job coming off the bench. So right now it's just a matter of being smart with your pitches, Mike, and letting your defense play defense.
And I saw, Coach, earlier in the week that RGVsports.com had a great article on Alyssa Escamilla, kind of talking about her role as a pitcher, being that she's played shortstop for all these years, but kind of filling in as like the number 2 pitcher. With her talent, Coach, I mean, you know, it's not a bad idea to kind of put her in and helping out the Lady Panthers in situations like these, especially.
Yeah, we've seen her pitch a number of times through the years as Taylor Tafoya had an injury her junior year, and Audrey had to pick up some of that slack, kind of before Ashley Sada kind of got into the picture. So here we go, Mike.
Okay. Now that the warm-ups are done, let's get back to softball action here. First pitch. That is a strike.
That's Crystal Gonzalez, the batter, the shortstop.
And as I mentioned, she's 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 3rd inning. That's a foul back, 0-2 the count. So let's see if Alyssa can get a little strikeout here, get that big first out. Swung and missed. Strikeout call here. Great job.
Caught her on the curveball there, Mike. She started in the outside half the plate, and it curved away. And I'm sure that's what Gonzalez just told Caetana Muniz, watch out for the curveball. Of course, it won't be the same. She's a lefty.
Yeah, it came with a little bit of heat, too. And Alyssa gets her first strikeout of the game. And
Ashley Sada didn't strike out anybody, so that's the first strikeout of the game.
as a matter of fact, Alicia Sada gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. How many of those were earned, Coach, would you say? I know we had a few errors in the ballgame.
2. Maybe
2 were earned. Nice job. Got out of a few jams, especially in that first inning. Got out of a bases-loaded situation. So he got a ground there to Alyssa. Throw to first for the out. Out number 2. However, the runners advance to second and third. 2 away now.
You know, those runners advancing, Mike, are a big deal, but they're not a huge deal. The outs right now are more important than base runners.
I agree 100% here, Coach. We had a situation early in the game where, the Lady Hawks would have had runners in the corners with 2 outs, but then the ball was thrown over the head of third baseman trying to make a play, and that allowed a run to score here. But Alyssa doing a smart thing here and just getting the out at first for the 2 outs. And up to bat now is Alyssa Ledesma, who is 1 for 2, reached on an error in the first inning and singled in the third. Coming in a pretty big situation here with the runners at second and third, and Lady Hawks needing some runs to cut the margin. And that's away. So that's ball for ball. Oh, a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. Okay. When you're calling a game, you have to look everywhere. You look at the umpire, you look at the scoreboard, you look at the defense, you see the runners moving. A lot of action going on. Swing on, and there's a grounder to the first base, trying to, and I think she's going to be called safe there, or is that an out, Coach? That's an out. Terrific play there. What do we call that, Coach?
3-1.
3-1. Okay, so that goes from Gabby Rivera to Alyssa Escamilla to the third and final out. So that means no run score, 2 left stranded. So we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Weslaco on top, 7-3. Mike Gonzalez, along with Coach John Boswell and Vinny Berry, back at Lady Panther softball field here. We go on to the bottom of the 5th inning. 7-3 your score, and your leadoff hitter is Gabby Rivera, who's 2 for 2, Coach. Nice night. Has had some terrific plays on defense. Was involved in that last out there.
Well, that last hit she had, Mike, remember, just kind of hit out there and just spun around, and second baseman couldn't really get to it, make any kind of play off of it. It was probably the weakest hit of her career, but it paid dividends.
Absolutely, and that was on the 4-run 3rd inning, which has been the difference, you know, in this game so far. I know the Panthers, Lady Panthers, got another run in the 4th inning, but that 3rd inning was huge. And there's a ground ball to second base, easy out, 1 away. And up to bat now is your right fielder, Jordan Diaz. I have her for 0 for 1, Coach, because she had an RBI sac fly in that 2nd inning, and then popped to second base in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, that would be 0 for 1.
That would be 0 for 1.
Sacrifice flying an RBI, though. That was a big sacrifice.
Yes. Yes, and I believe that tied the game, or that actually put the Lady Panthers ahead 2-1 in the 2nd inning. And that first pitch was called a strike, so 0-1 the count. And that's hit hard to right field there. Nice catch there by Daisy Gallegos, number 17. You know, the wind is still howling out there, Coach. How fast did you say? About 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And so that play was not easy to make, and just give her credit there for that young lady.
That wind's actually slowed down a little bit, Mike, but but the humidity has jumped up to 80% humidity. Temperature dropped to 79.
Okay, so 2 up, 2 down. Now we have your designated hitter. That's number 9, Ashley Sada, who's 0 for 2. Popped to the second baseman in the 2nd inning and reached on the fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. And so with nobody on, Ashley takes a ball there. Did a great job on the mound in the circle. As we mentioned, getting out of a big 1st inning jam, and got some 1, 2, 3 innings also. So let's see if she can get a hit here. That's fouled back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Ashley, only a junior, Coach, so she'll be back next year and will be already the ace, but I mean she'll be the how would you say it for women? I mean, you say the man, in football and
well,
these other
she's
sports.
the ace.
She's the ace.
Yeah.
She's the ace of the team. And that's hit hard but out of play. So now that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. De La Fuente still in the ball game. Has pitched from the get-go.
Mike, we've talked a little bit about teams in the playoff. The Lady Wildcats are fighting their playoff lives right now, and they are leading Brownsville Rivera after winning
Huge win, Coach.
Harlingen High last night.
Yes.
So they've worked their way back. I believe they're currently in 5th place, but they're
only 1 game back.
Yeah, they're
Yes.
working their way back in, which would be a big feather. Coach
Absolutely.
Vicky Vasquez's hat here in her first year at the helm at Wesco East.
And I was looking at the schedule, actually, Coach, a few days ago on Weslaco East. And one of the things I said was they got to beat Harlingen, as you see that pitch foul. 3-2 the count with 2 outs. Yes, so the Lady
Well, they took this team, Harlingen South, to extra innings at East early in the year. Got beat by them the second time at Harlingen South, but at home, they took them 8 innings.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Lady Wildcats softball program up and going. As ball 4 there, so Ashley Sada draws a walk. So with 2 outs, we have a runner at first. We got the top of the batting lineup here, Charlene DeAnda.
Looks like they may run somebody for Ashley Sada. I know that Sydney Zapata runs for her when she pitches. She's not currently pitching. I don't know if Coach Rod is asking, can we still run for her? I believe you can. It's just not a courtesy deal.
Well, you see him going over perhaps to let Coach Martinez from Harlingen South know, or at least the Harlingen South dugout.
Well, it's not Sydney Zapata. It looks like it's Kimmy Espinosa in to run. The freshman younger sister really did a nice job in volleyball this year of her older sister was just an outstanding player here for the Lady Panthers.
And we see Kimmy coming in for the second time tonight. We saw her come in a 3rd inning for Ashley Sada. So we have the top of the lineup here. First pitch is a ball. Charlene had a hit in the first inning. Coach Singleton scored, put the Lady Panthers on the board.
And that's hit.
Oh, they found a hole there on the right side. So we have a single here, and the runner, Kimmy, goes to third base, and Charlene moves on to second on the throw there. So now we have runners at second and third with 2 out, and the Lady Panthers in business again. 2-out rally.
But as I was saying, Kimmy's big sister, Cassie, back around 2010, just an outstanding player here for the Lady Panthers. So, you know, you got bloodlines, you got the Escamillas and the Deondas playing together, and then you've got one that's a legacy out there. And here we go.
Alicia Escamilla singled and scored in the 4th inning with a big-time opportunity here. First pitch called a strike, 0-1 the count. She's 1 for 3, line hard to third and grounded to the pitcher. Second time out, and that's a ground ball foul, 0-2 the count. And we talked about Coach Alyssa in the last plate appearance. It's only a matter of time before she gets a big hit, and she did. So let's see if she could get another one here.
Well, she hit it off the pitcher's legs, remember, on the last time up. But I wonder how her mental makeup changes when she becomes the pitcher.
That's a very, very good question. Because now her main focus should be finishing off the Lady Hawks. She's got a 4-run lead. But a golden opportunity here as got a ball away for the ball 1 there. But absolutely, that's a great question. 4-run lead, and you got 2 more innings to get a very big win tonight. But a golden opportunity here. And that's hit to the first baseman, easy out. And that ends the threat. 2 left on base. We move on to the 6th inning here. The Lady Panthers up 7-3. You're watching K-West Facebook Live.
Before Clarissa Renteria was a dentist, she was a student at Weslaco ISD. She was a cheerleader, played softball, and started college early through the dual enrollment program. She graduated from UTPA before earning her degree from the University of Texas School of Dentistry in Houston. Now she is Dr. Renteria, creating beautiful smiles at Professional Dental Group. Weslaco ISD is home to some of the most prestigious graduates in the Rio Grande Valley. For Dr. Clarissa Renteria, WISD was the right choice.
Stepping up to bat here, top of the 6th inning, Christina Ariano steps in, number 23. She's grounded out twice. Alyssa Escamilla has taken over for Ashley Sada inside the circle. And the first pitch here in the top of the 6th, called strike. Mike, Lady Panthers are down to the point with a 4-run lead where they're looking for 6 outs.
that's the main focus, as we mentioned in the last frame when Alyssa was up to bat. Is, this is it right here for her. Her focus and her job really is to get these last 6 outs. I think we got a hit by pitch there.
I didn't think it hit her, but everybody else did, so she's at first base. That ball got away from
Up next, number
Alyssa.
13, Melba Rodriguez.
And Melba Rodriguez will step in to bat. She's the center fielder, made a couple of nice plays out there tonight for the Lady Hawks. Looks like we may have a runner coming in, number 3, Mike?
That's what it looks like, Coach. Number 3 there.
Who's Harlingen South's number 3?
As we look here at the roster. Doesn't look like they have a number 3 listed, so we'll need to look
Really?
at that uniform a little bit closely to see if it is number
7?
3. Is it number 7? Okay.
Okay. Scarlett? Charlotte.
Starlet.
Starlet. ST? Starlet Ramon running for
Christina Ariano.
Ariano. Batter, Melba Rodriguez steps in, runner on first. And that's pitch going to be called strike 1. Alyssa just needs to be within herself and throw within herself and let her defense play behind her. They've done a nice job, -1 play really tonight. Ball hit to the shortstop, and that's 1. Get the lead runner. Nice job there. As Abby Luna has moved over,
Up next, number 17, Daisy Gallegos.
and it's 1 away.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, but right now the most important thing is to get the outs. You're not worried so much about the runner at first. You have a 4-run lead.
Right.
It's a matter of more of getting these last 5 outs and win the game.
You start a countdown almost.
Right.
I mean, now if it gets within 2 runs, then you change a little bit. But when you're up by 4, it comes down, and that's called strike 1 to Daisy Gallegos.
And that's why I was happy to see that they didn't force that throw to first base, because I mean at least they made the force out at second.
Get the force, get the lead, get the lead runner.
Right.
It's kind of like get the first down and move on, or you're about to get sacked, throw it away. Again, it's just the fundamental thing. And you got Lauren Deonda, who's a veteran there at second base that knows, probably not going to get her at first, so let's just make sure we get this lead runner.
Right. It's all about the big picture and knowing the situation.
Yeah, and right now you've got a comfort zone here that you just want to keep, and you just want to keep moving forward. Here's the pitch. She shows bunt, and it goes. I thought it was foul. She actually hit her in the back with it. There's no need to make that throw to third. So I'm guessing we've got to call that an error on the catcher. I thought it went foul. It did not.
It was pretty close. The ball was on the line, and Audrey elected to just pick it up and try to get that out at first. But unfortunately, the ball hit Daisy in the back. And so now we have runners at second and third.
Well,
nobody out.
I'm sure Coach Rod's asking, was that ball fair? Because, from our vantage point, and I know K-West, Vinny might replay that, see if that ball was actually fouled, but the umpire's sure it was fair. And also the question is, was the base runner in the base paths? Because I think Audrey nailed her right in the middle of the back. And if she's out of the base paths, then she's out. But if she's in the base paths, she's safe. So
due to interference, that would have been an out. But no, the umpire saying that she stayed on the line, and so she's safe.
So now you have no forces possible, and now you're a little more concerned about base runners, because now you have second and third, 1 out. A fly ball, an infield grounder will score 1. A single will score 2.
And one more base runner will bring the tying run to the plate.
Right. So here we go. Kelsey Rivera, who's grounded out twice, played outstandingly at second base for Harlingen South. She grounded out her last time. She grounded out her first time. She steps in 0 for 2.
Now I'm looking at the defense, Coach. Looks like the corners are playing at their normal positions, but shortstop and second are kind of creeping in a little bit.
Ball one.
And it looks like we're going to have a visit to the mound here.
So Coach Rod's going to take a visit to the mound. We'll take a quick timeout right here on K-West. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 away. And called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at second, third. The Escamilla sisters pitching and catching, trying to get the Lady Panthers out of this jam. And another strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. On deck, the leadoff hitter for Harlingen South, Natasha Canales. She is 1 for 2 tonight. And that ball's hit to third. Play home and got the lead runner. Great job coming off the bench by Marilyn Chavarria. Comes in to play third base and makes the huge play.
That was pretty gutsy, Coach, for Abby Luna to go home instead of getting that out at first.
Well, that was Marilyn Chavarria. Abby Luna's playing short now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Well, that was pretty gutsy there, going home.
Well, that's one of those things we were talking about, Mike. Those are one of the things you talk about as a team. I'm sure Coach Rod is standing right there saying, in the infield, take it home. If you can't get her at home, get the sure one at first. Runners at first and third. 2 outs, Mike. Harlingen South has not been able to punch a run across. And the leadoff hitter is at the plate and is ball 1.
So the score stands at 7-3.
7-3. We're down to 4 outs. We talked about you got to get 6. And that should be a called strike, and it is. 1 ball, 1 strike to Natasha Canales. On deck, the pitcher, number 22, Caitlin De La Fuente. You know, in the first go-around, Mike, the Lady Panthers lost back-to-back games. Alyssa Escamilla makes the throw. When you have a player like that move into pitch, Mike, you can make fielding plays like that. Weslaco gets out of a jam and will come to bat in the bottom of the 6th right here on K-West. Okay, it's the bottom of the 6th inning. Coach John Boswell along with Mike Gonzalez, Vinny Berry here at Weslaco High School, the softball field. Weslaco, the Lady Panthers, have a 7-3 lead over the Lady Hawks from Harlingen South. And leading off for the Lady Panthers here in the bottom of the 6th, the catcher, number 4, Audrey Escamilla, doubled in the first, tripled in the third, grounded out her last time up. She is 2 for 3. And she faces Caitlin De La Fuente.
Lady Hawks, Coach, have stranded 7 runners tonight. We talk about opportunities.
Hands up.
Audrey a little impatient there. That ball I thought was out of the zone. She fouls it out of the way. Hard to argue with her results, but
So give credit to the Lady Panther defense for getting those big outs, Coach.
and that's way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, we see some balloons there going to the field, as I mentioned before the telecast, about a lot of decoration, a lot of balloons as I was driving in. And now we got the balloons popped.
Well, she needed to pick up those pieces and put them in her pants or have them carried off, because if she has to backpedal through that and hit one of those, even though they're popped now, yeah, that could cause a problem there.
Slip and fall there.
Way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Audrey the junior, so Ashley Sada, Audrey will both be back. That ball's hit out in the right field. It's going to fall in, Mike. It's going to be a single for Audrey Escamilla, and it looked like the first baseman may have really interfered with Audrey as she rounded.
Yeah, you could make a case for interference there.
Panthers, number 21, Abby Luna.
And we got a courtesy runner coming in.
Oh, here we go. I said that Sydney Zepeda runs for Ashley Sada, but actually the runner for Audrey Escamilla, Sydney Zepeda, number 1, as she enters, and the batter, the now shortstop, Abby Luna, struck out in the first, reached on an error, and grounded out. Scored 1 run tonight. And that's a beautiful pitch for strike 1.
And she scored in the 3rd inning on an error. Has an RBI.
That's a single up the middle. She stays at second. And back-to-back singles by the Lady Panthers. They have 2 on,
For the Lady Panthers,
no
number
outs.
16, Lauren Deanda.
Lauren Deanda steps up, flew out, walked and scored, and has a single.
The De La Fuente with a terrific year, Coach, coming in at 10-1, has allowed 12 hits tonight, Coach. So Lady Panthers really putting the ball in play and getting base runners on base.
And that's going to be high. Ball 1.
And I wonder, Coach, the Lady Hogs played a big game Wednesday night. You think
And
she's
lost.
And lost. You think she's a little tired?
I doubt it. Softball's a different deal. You know, you asked earlier about pitch count. And some of the greatest softball players in the world have carried teams to gold medals or carried teams to NCAA championships really with no other pitcher. And that's going to be a strike. So, and it's not been warm, and it's a natural action. Oh, way inside. It's going to be 3-1. So, you know, maybe more emotions. Because, you know, Harlingen South's been on a pretty good roll the last 2 years. When do you think the last time is they lost 2 games back-to-back? Said the same
Been
thing
a good
about
while.
nice hit.
Oh, I think it fell down, Coach.
It did.
Yes. We got 1 runner that scored.
I don't know if you call that a hit or an error.
I think that's a hit, Coach. That
So-
was hit very hard, and I think
Yeah,
it went over
but
the center fielder's head.
Okay, so we're going to call that a double. Going to give her a double, even though she probably is a single and moved on the throw. But that's an RBI either way. That scores 1. And the runners go to second and third. There are no outs. And who steps in but the left fielder, number 20, Amberly Barrera. She's 2 for 3, Mike. Flew out to center and has 2 singles.
And hit the ball real hard to center field in the 4th inning. So she's put the ball in play.
You know, that the wind, that ball just kept carrying there on the last hit. And it counts 1 ball, 1 strike to Amberly Barrera.
And the only reason why I knew that the ball fell down was because I saw the base runners running.
Well, they're not always right.
They're not always right, but we're sitting here in the press box. So
yeah, we're a ways away. That's
we're
for
pretty
sure.
far away. So the ball just kind of carried, and then we just saw the base runners take off, and that was that.
Foul.
Heads up.
2-2. Still no outs.
But it was a great effort by Melba Rodriguez there at center field, sticking her arm up, and yeah, for a second I thought she did catch it, but nope.
The wind's back up to 19 miles an hour, Mike, out of the south, and the humidity is up to 81%. The temperature is still 79, and that ball's hit up the middle. Second baseman gets her glove on it, but that'll score 1 more run. And we're going to have to call that a single by Amberly Barrera. And another run scores. And the Lady Panthers are getting themselves, Mike, in a position
Rivera.
where they're a couple of runs away from a possible run rule situation here in the 6th inning.
They got 2 runners on base,
No outs.
no outs.
Gabby Rivera capable of hitting it up in that wind and being a 12-3 game. 13-3 would be a run rule. And And that's going to be outside ball one. Let's not count our runs before they're hatched. But we're I'm not sure what just happened there.
Yeah, I think there was an out called somewhere.
Did she leave too early?
Perhaps.
So we're going to have an out there. It's one away. I'm not really sure why, but we're going to call it 1-4. I missed all of that.
She just walked, she was going to take the base, but she didn't think you were going to throw the ball.
Wow. You just move things along, and then you're coaching kids. That's going to be fair ball. There's one run. We would have had two. Gabby's going to be standing on third base with a triple. You know, Mike, that's twice she's hit it over the first base side. You know, a base running error cost the Lady Panthers a run there. The score goes to 10-3.
Number 25, Jordan.
And Gabby thought about coming home there, but Coach Rodriguez told her to put those brakes on.
So Jordan Diaz steps in, number 25, and she slaps one over the head, and she's going to have at least a double. And again, the base running error. We're at that situation where you're heading into some of your better hitters with one out. Who's number 25 coming in to run there, guys?
Number 9, Ashley.
Jordan Diaz is who I have for number.
Okay,
for
Jordan's still out there running for herself. Okay, I just saw her. She left the base and came back.
Yeah, RBI double there.
Jordan's done a nice job tonight. Gabby just scored. And Jordan's standing at second. And is this Ashley stepping in? Ashley Sada steps in with an 11-3 lead. And that's going to be strike one. You know, we were talking about the run rule situation. If we don't have that running mishap, the score right now would be 12-3. And that ball hit off the glove. That'll score a run. That's going to make it 12-3 right there.
Would you give that coach an error? Or
Yeah,
a
that's
hit?
an E4.
It's an E4, no RBI.
We go to the top of the lineup.
So now with the score 12-3
Jardine Deanda.
and a runner at first, that runner scores,
Then it's the ball game.
then it's the ball game. And let's see, we have a courtesy runner here, Coach. I see, if you could turn around here, number 23 is going to be your courtesy runner there.
Absolutely. That's Kimmy Espinosa again running for Ashley Sada. Kimmy is the winning run. It sounds weird when you're up 12-3, but if we can get Kimmy around the home base, that'll be it for tonight. The run rule situation we talked about, and the first pitch to Charlene Deanda is strike one.
Charlene with 2 singles tonight has scored once.
Well, we talked, Mike, about that slaps that one. Is that going to be fair?
Barely foul, Coach.
Foul.
Just barely. I saw that one.
Well, you know, we were talking about the possible run rule situation, but we were also talking about counting from 6 down to 1. Well, you take away those outs, you don't have to count those if the Lady Panthers can push this run across. 2-strike pitch coming from De La Fuente. And that ball's hit hard. Now we know why she wears the face mask. And he called her out at first. So it's 2 away. Wow, that was a rough play. 2 away. And the batter, the 9th batter of the inning, Mike, Alyssa Escamilla, currently the pitcher. So if she doesn't want to pitch anymore tonight, Mike, all she needs to do is get a single here.
As they say, Coach, helping your own cause here a little bit. She could end this. She could end things tonight. She hits one up the middle.
And that's going to be popped over the head, and that's going to fall in, and that's going to be the ball game. And that's a single by Alyssa Escamilla, and that scores Kimmy Espinosa, and that's the ball game. So the Lady Panthers behind timely hitting And the pitching of Ashley Sada and Alyssa Escamilla come through, and they're the winner here from Weslaco High School. The final score, Lady Panthers 13, Lady Hawks 3. On behalf of myself, John Boswell, my partner, Mike Gonzalez, and Vinny Berry, thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.